Welcome back. 2 weeks ago, the Ed Murphey Classic rolled into town, and so did Quincy Wilson. The 17-year-old gold medal Olympian blew everyone away with a dominant 400-meter run that set an under 18 record. He sat down with me exclusively about that moment and everything that's come since his amazing Olympic summer last year.
Hanging out with Quincy Wilson, the 17-year-old phenom, U.S. Olympian gold medalist. First off, a practice, you're looking fresh, Quincy. Don't look like you had practice. How you feeling, man?
No, I feel good. I feel good. Get my body prepared. Had a great weekend last weekend. Well, now I think it's 2 weekends ago. So just getting ready for next week, which is USA World Championship trials. So just getting ready for that, preparing my body and everything.
All right, so you're looking a little to the future. I'm gonna go to the past just a
Of course.
hair. You helped the U.S. qualify for the final in the Olympics a year ago. You
Right.
win a gold medal for that effort, but then it just seems like you just kept getting better. How much better are you this year, this time this year, than you were last year?
Well, I think I'm mentally and physically better than what I was last year, and I think that was the goal coming into this season. I think it's great, honestly, to see my progression in from the last couple of years, from eighth grade all the way up to I am now. But from last year to now, you can obviously see my 400 time has dropped, and my 400 splits as well have dropped. So I feel like I've gotten better overall, mentally and physically, which has helped my times.
You got to come into town for the Ed Murphy Classic here in Memphis, lit the whole thing up, right? First, what did you kind of think about your time in Memphis, getting a chance to see the city and all that kind of stuff?
Right. No, I thought Memphis was a great environment. First time in Memphis. So it was very new. I got to eat at the BB King's restaurant with my family. It was nice hearing it. And then also that night they were having the pole vault in the like in Beale Street. I think that's what it's called. And so I'm super glad I got to do that and experience that with my family. But overall, Memphis was a great trip.
For sure, and you made it a great trip. You run that, you're running that 400, personal best 44.1 seconds,
Right.
USA and world under 18 record, best time in Tennessee. When you hear kind of all those accolades that went along with running that race, what comes to mind? And then separately, like, what do you remember about running that race?
I feel like all my hard work goes into that race. I feel like dedication, and like my time that I spent, you know, before all the races, before in the back scenes, and my coaches and my family and what they poured into me to get the time that I ran that weekend. I knew it was in me, but I just knew when was it going to. And I think the environment of the Ed Murphy Classic pulled it out of me. Just going into the race and just having a lot of supporters there was a great thing for me. And what I remember that from that race, honestly, when I'm running the 400, I don't remember anything, but I do remember getting in the blocks, and I remember hearing a guy say, "You can do this, Quincy," and then that held in my mind through the whole race. And coming down that last stretch is always going to be difficult, but I pulled out, and just knowing that the fans were cheering me on, it was a great thing to help me at the Ed Murphy Classic.
So, I mean, the thing about the Ed Murphy and the way they had really advertised it was always going
Right,
to be about, Sydney McLaughlin-Laveroni coming.
right,
That was kind of your headliner, right? And she gets the late scratch. And
right,
I'm in the crowd, right? And talking to people, and you can kind of hear people mumbling. There's a sense of disappointment,
right.
right? But then you come in and you're running the 400. Did you have any kind of like, I gotta put on a show here for the folks that were here in Memphis?
Right.
And did you feel like you kind of stole the show, I guess, after all that happened?
Right. Honestly, I didn't even know. I didn't know anything that had happened. I was stayed in my lane and stayed focused on what I had to do that weekend. I really wasn't looking at social media, anything like that. So I didn't know until after the race, where I stayed to watch the 400s. But honestly, I think I did very well to stay in my own lane, and I didn't really know I had to put on a show. I just had to know I had to do me, because honestly, I didn't know anything about the scratch or other people not competing. I was focused on my own lane and my own race.
Yeah, there's that good coaching speak right there, right? The athletes always say, I'm working on me. I'm not worried
Right.
about anybody else. You got to block out the
Right.
noise, and I respect that. So much has happened for you really so quickly. You're 17 years old. Obviously, we know about what happened with the Olympics. Just what's
Right.
been the best part of the last couple of years for you and kind of getting to this moment?
Experiencing new things, experiencing new places. When I go run, I think it's the coolest to see the different cities and see how these are a lot of people different hometowns, and comparing it to mine, because Growing up, I lived all on the East Coast, and just seeing these states, and I have a water bottle now that I can check off each time I ran in a different state. And so I think it's super cool. And I hope by the end of my career, I can have all the states marked off. But Tennessee was my first one. That was my first race in Tennessee. And so I'm super glad that I could do it there. And like you said, put on a show for everyone that was there at the track meet. So I think it was really good. And I think just honestly, just going out there and running and giving my best thing over the last couple years has just been the best because I can't say there's a favorite race. I can't say it's a favorite moment, but because it all have been great because I've gotten around the track and finished. And regardless if it's a win, it's a loss, I think it's just great that I can go out there, showcase my talents, and um, yeah, basically I can show what my talents have done and see what my hard work has done. So I don't really have a favorite moment on the track these last years.
First race in Tennessee, and all you did is set an under 18 record, right? Like no big deal.
Right,
As you kind of talked about it when we first began talking about the prep for the track and field, like at nationals in Oregon. What has that prep looked like, and
right.
what's still left for you to do before you kind of show up in Eugene?
Um, like honestly, I feel like all the work is due. All the work is in. I feel like the last couple of weeks I've been just staying consistent. Whatever my coach tells me, whatever he comes to practice and says do. But the only thing that's really left is a haircut. I need a haircut. I need to pack my bags, and I think I'm ready to go from where I'm at right now.
For sure. With all the success that has come and all the change, I'm sure that's
Right.
come as well. How do you stay you? How does Quincy remain Quincy?
I mean, if I don't remain Quincy, I probably won't run the same times that I do. Talking to God and just knowing that having that support system, when I get off track, they pull me back to the center space. And I think that's great having my family around me and my friends around me to know if something's not Quincy, they'll let me know. Everyone, they're not gonna beat around the bush. They'll let me know.
So I was listening to the Ready Set Go podcast
Right.
with Justin Gatlin yesterday,
Mm.
and he had a lot to say about you.
Right.
I'm kind of read a little bit of it. He says, "I hope that we get the chance to see you not only make the team, talking about the 4x400, but
Right.
also be a part of the relay as well, and that'd
Right.
be cool." What does it mean for an Olympian like Justin Gatlin, somebody who has been at the pinnacle of you guys' sport, to say
Right.
something like that about you? And he also talks about like the haters that you get
Right. Right.
for not running as fast as you could
Right.
when you are 17 years old and doing what you've
Right.
done.
Honestly, Justin Gatlin, he's ever since I started running and I've been on the spotlight, he's always pulled me in as someone he would always like mentor. He's mentors me basically, just with the things that he says. Any a little advice helps, and he always talks good and he's always giving me positive messages, and he's done that for a lot of other kids, and so he's poured into my life, watching him growing up. I remember it was my first junior Olympics, and I watched him go against Usain Bolt, and I told my mom I want to be like him one day. And so I remember that was my first person from the United States that I watched track and field to ever watch, because I was turning the TV on and it was the Olympics when I was at the junior Olympics. Yeah.
All right, so what's the next thing for you before you kind of go back? What's got to happen now?
um Honestly, I can't really tell you. I can't really tell you, honestly. I just have to see how it plays out.
All right, well, appreciate you, Quincy Wilson, the Olympian who set Memphis on fire with his under 18 record at the Ed Murphey Classic. We appreciate you giving us your time and wishing you the best of
Thank
luck.
you. No, thank you.